The Galactic High Council chamber was filled with an eerie silence. Representatives of dozens of starfaring species sat in their designated seats, their bioluminescent skin, chitinous shells, or gaseous forms flickering with apprehension. The war between the Xelvari Dominion and the Zorthan Coalition had already ravaged entire systems, but now a terrifying proposition had been made. We have but one option left. Grand Arbitrator Xonthal rumbled, his crystalline voice resonating through the chamber. The humans. A collective shudder rippled through the assembly. No. An aquatic delegate from the Delnary species gurgled, his three eyes widening. We cannot. We must not. To unleash humanity into this war is to invite annihilation, hissed the serpentine representative of the Krish. Xonthal turned his many-faceted eyes upon them. We are losing. The Xelvari will not stop until we are all subjugated. The Zorthan fleets are crumbling. Our soldiers are being slaughtered. If we wish to survive, we must summon the only species ever classified as a Class X predatory civilization. A murmur swept through the hall. It was true that humanity had been largely kept at the fringes of galactic affairs. While they had no empire of their own, their reputation was one of whispered legends. Stories of entire warlords vanishing overnight, of planets defended by mere battalions of human soldiers against armadas, of people who had turned their own world into a crucible of war for millennia before they ever reached the stars. Do you not recall the massacre of Uthrix Prime? An avian-like being screeched. One human task force held the planet against an entire war fleet, and they won. Xonthal's gaze hardened, and that is precisely why we need them. Silence, then begrudging acceptance. Aboard the Zorthan capital ship Vigilance, a single human sat at the negotiation table, Colonel Adrian Voss. His uniform was crisp, his cybernetic eye glinting under the artificial light. He listened to the desperate pleas of the council before sighing and placing a small datapad on the table. You want us in this war? Fine. But understand this. We don't fight like you. We don't negotiate in the middle of battle. And when we engage, we finish it. There is no ceasefire once we begin. The councilors swallowed their objections, too afraid to anger the one species that thrived in war. Voss leaned forward. You need to be very, very sure that this is what you want, because once you open this door, it can never be closed. The first engagement was on the battered world of Izara IV, a strategic stronghold that had been under siege for months. The Xelvari legions, towering insectoid beings with bioplasma weaponry and near-impenetrable chitin, were dug in deep. The Zorthan armies had already been repelled 3 times. It was deemed unwinnable. When humanity arrived, the dropships came screaming through the atmosphere like meteors, burning bright against the darkened sky. They didn't land with precision. They crashed into the enemy lines, hatches bursting open before the dust had settled. Out poured human soldiers clad in advanced armor, their weapons not merely efficient but terrifying. They fought with a savagery that the galaxy had never witnessed. The Xelvari were used to combat, methodical, strategic, precise. The humans were different. They were chaos incarnate. They adapted in real time, turning the very terrain into weapons. They scavenged enemy technology mid-battle, cherry-reading solutions that shouldn't have been possible. They fought with fury, with madness, with a determination so absolute that even the mindless war machines of the Dominion faltered before them. One Xelvari general watched in horror as a single squad of humans infiltrated their command bunker, slaughtered the guards with brutal efficiency, and walked out minutes later, leaving behind a message scrawled in the alien language: "Run." Within weeks, the tide had turned. Entire Xelvari battle fleets abandoned their posts, terrified of the seemingly unstoppable human advance. For the first time in their history, the Xelvari Dominion sued for peace. Back at the High Council, the delegates stood in stunned silence. The war was over. The humans had done in months what the entire coalition had failed to do in years. Voss stood before them once more, expression unreadable. Your war is finished. Do not summon us again. Next time, we may not leave. And with that, the humans withdrew, leaving behind a galaxy that would forever whisper one phrase in hushed terror. Please don't unleash the humans into this war.